The sole purpose of this video is to provide a basic overview and orientation of your new apparatus. This video is not intended to act as or replace individualized driver-operator training. Individual fire departments may base guidelines, policies, and procedures tailored for best practices. Pierce Manufacturing and Hughes Fire Equipment representatives are not liable for injuries caused from acts resulting from actions inconsistent with the information provided within this video and/or accompanying manuals. Refer to the Operation and Maintenance Manual for complete details relating to the components and features of this apparatus. Only trained personnel should operate this vehicle or perform maintenance. You are responsible for learning how to operate this fire apparatus under all conditions without having to refer to the manual while operating at an emergency incident. This video will discuss types of warnings and caution labels. It is your responsibility to locate and identify each of the labels and understand the importance and associated hazards. Warning labels will point out procedure that must be taken or action that must be avoided to guard against the possibility of serious injury or death. Caution labels will advise you that there is a risk of damage to property if certain precautions are not followed. Continuous training, reviewing of operation and service manuals, developing good standardized practices will assist driver operators with a more complete understanding of the components and operation of this fire apparatus. As the driver operator of this vehicle, you are responsible for understanding the function of each component of the apparatus, maintaining control of the fire apparatus at all times while in operation. Make operational and functional changes while operating at an emergency without having to read operator's instructions or safety warning labels. Operate manual override and emergency shutdown procedures immediately if a component fails to operate properly. Components location may vary with each Pierce fire apparatus. Review the exact location of each component prior to operation. Major inconsistencies between your vehicle and the information contained in this video should be directed to your sales representative. Safe operation of any vehicle is the responsibility of the driver operator. You must learn the location and function of all controls, switches, gauges, valves, inlets, and discharges. Due to a higher center of gravity, heavy trucks have a significantly higher rollover tendency than other types of vehicles. To reduce the risk of rollover, avoid making sharp turns, excessive speed, and avoid abrupt maneuvers. In the event of a rollover crash, an unbelted person is significantly more likely to become injured or die than a person wearing a seatbelt. In the event of a crash, unbuckled occupants can also become a hazard to other occupants, as they may be thrown around inside the cab. Seatbelts are required while in operation. Please refer to your warranty certificates for details and information enclosed in your manuals. Customer-installed equipment must be mounted to withstand road travel and comply with NFPA 1901. Modifications such as drilling holes or welding to structural frame components of the chassis are not permitted. Contact Pierce for instruction and review of non-structural sheet metal or other dissimilar metals for modification. Follow the radio installation guide for further assistance on installing or mounting electronics. Before placing your new apparatus into service, perform a primary inspection of key components of the apparatus, including all fluid levels, anti-lock braking systems, electronic stability control, and automatic traction control. Weigh your apparatus to ensure that it conforms to axle and brake ratings. Never exceed the gross axle rating printed on the label inside the cab. Exceeding these ratings could lead to reduced component life, personal injury, or death. Review the use of auxiliary braking systems, compression brake, exhaust brake, electronic retarder, and hydraulic retarder. Before placing the apparatus in service, refer to the operational maintenance manuals. Information on the operation and maintenance functions for the components such as the pump, pressure governor, and foam systems, along with other options, is provided in either the Pierce manuals and/or other manufacturer support information delivered with the apparatus. If you need more information, please contact Hughes Fire Equipment. Congratulations, Flagstaff Fire Department, Arizona, on your new Pierce fire apparatus, job number 37582. Please utilize this 5-digit job number when referencing your apparatus with Hughes Fire Equipment and Pierce Manufacturing. We'll get started on a brief orientation of your new apparatus. Just a general photo here of the front of the apparatus. We'll start at the very top section of the brow of the apparatus, where you'll find a forward-facing floodlight. Moving up onto the brow of the apparatus, you'll find 5 identification clearance lights. Up onto the roof, you'll find your emergency warning light bar, and then over the driver's space, you'll find an AM/FM antenna. Let's move down to the front grille area, general view, where you'll find set in the grille area on the outer edges, emergency warning lights forward facing. There are 2, one on the passenger and one on the driver's side. Moving down to the front bumper extension, 2 D handles gain you access in the center where the winch is located. This is the free spool tension. Moving to the other side is where the remote control wired will plug into the top of the winch section. As we move to the face of the front bumper, you'll find the exit location for your winch cable. Moving just underneath the front bumper, you'll find 2 open-ended tow hooks. Moving back up onto the top of the bumper extension, you'll find D handle gains you access into this tub storage location for your front bumper load. Dry deck material inside. Just to the rear of this location is where you'll find the discharge. Just down through the cutout areas where you'll find the ball valve for open and close. Moving around to the side of the apparatus on the bumper extension, you'll find a recessed emergency warning light. Moving up to the headlight structure, you'll find low and high beam headlights in addition with a marker turn indicator. Moving to the hood area, you'll find the air inlet. Moving to the rear of the fender, you'll find a marker turn indicator. And moving to the very back side of the fender is where you'll find the hood release both on the passenger and driver's side. Moving now to the front wheel, steel wheel and Michelin tire. General view of the side of the cab area. Let's go ahead and take a look inside the cab section. Before we start with that, let's start with the top section, flat mirror, and at the lower section, a convex mirror. This is near the A-pillar. Moving now to the grab handle and door lock, keyed lock. And then moving now to the section just below the entry where you'll find your fill location for your ultra low sulfur diesel. It is the silver cap. And then right next to it you'll find the DEF location, which is the blue cap. As we move into the cab area, fix the door panel, safety and warning placard information affixed here. Also manual window controls and manual door locks. The very top section you'll find mirror control. Let's move inside to the driver's seat area, and just below the driver's seat is where you'll find your master battery switch. Moving now to the seat itself, it is an air ride seat. There are control mechanisms not only on the left side, but also on the very front section of the seat area. As we move to the yellow placard affixed to the panel on the right of the seat area, you'll find information here regarding the vehicle, date of manufacture, 5-digit job number, gross vehicle weight rating, and cold tire inflation. It also has all of the fluid components and information regarding the amount of fluid for each of those components. As we move to the dash up on the upper section, this is a keyed ignition. We'll start with a speed control. Set Excel for the speed control. Also your headlight and parking lamps. And down at the very bottom section, you have an increase or decrease speed. Moving now just to the upper section left of the dash panel, you'll find this yellow placard indicating the height of the vehicle, 10 feet 2 inches, length of the vehicle, 26 feet 7 inches, Gross vehicle weight rating 35,000 pounds. This also contains the 5-digit job number in the lower left-hand corner. As we move to the front dash section, you'll find the engine air filter minder located at the very top section, Allison transmission pad, push button, digital readout. Moving just to the right of the dash area, you'll find your DEF information for regen. Moving further down, a mirror heat, and then just to the right of that location, a differential lock. The yellow diamond is the pull to apply your system parking brake and push to release. These are your rear air brakes. Moving just to the right, you'll find a low and high speed for your rear transmission. And then moving further to the right, you'll find an all-wheel drive engage button. And then also 12-volt access via USB and then also barrel style. Just down from that location, you'll find climate control for heat, air conditioning, and defrost. As we move to the center console area, as we move to the very top section, you'll find all of our tally light information for each individual item, in addition with warning lights and floodlights for your scene. Down in the lower section, pump management for engaging your pump, and also foam system. To the right, your electronic siren and PA speaker system. Further down, a push to prime for your water pump, also pump pressure digital readout, and a water tank level indicator. Moving further to the right, you'll find control module here for your pump. Let's take a quick look of a close-up of the switch panel here for additional information. Also moving just to the right, PA speaker system and electronic siren. Moving down to the lower section, you'll find the primer, pump pressure, and water tank level indicator, and then pressure controller. To the rear of this location is where you'll find storage location for additional resources. Moving overhead, additional cutout pockets in the very top section, and then also downward facing driving lamps. To the rear, you'll find a bench seat. Moving now to the pump panel area, general view. This is a grab handle for gaining access into the cab. We'll start now with the step located here. D handle gains you access into this space. Just above that is where you'll find the shoreline inlet. This is an auto eject plug and will charge batteries when plugged into shoreline power. Let's go ahead and make a quick look to the entire top section above the pump panel, where you'll find a red or booster line free tension spool knob also. As we start on the pump panel itself, you'll find the pump discharge pressure in the upper left. Just below that, pump intake gauge. We do have a warning placard here indicating entanglement hazard. Because of the line from above, there is the possibility of entanglement. Water level indicator and foam level indicator. Moving just to the right, the black speaker, warning speaker, does have adjustable volume control on the outer edge for dampening the sound. Just to the right, if you engaged your pump properly, you'll find this illuminating OK to pump. As we move further down to the left, you'll find your pressure throttle governor. Moving further to the right, you'll find the pressure controller. The red module is your Husky 3 foam system. There are instructions for its operation just above that on a placard for foam system instructions. To the right, you'll find a pump hours. And then further to the right, you'll find currently plugged. These are the vacuum and pressure test gauge ports, and we keep those plugged and are utilized for testing purposes. As we move down very across the bottom, additional switches and also the real rewind switch. Let's move further down on the pump panel, starting first in the upper left-hand corner with the number 1 speed-lay discharge. It is also foam capable, indicating in the red text. Moving just to the right, you'll find a warning placard here indicating pressure hazard. Caps may be under pressure. Be cautious when opening them. At the very top, you'll find the real discharge. It is also foam capable. And then to the right, you'll find the electric primer for your fire pump, at least 1,000 RPMs for best practices. As we move down, you'll find an engine cooler. To the right, you'll find the tank fill and recirculating line, and then just below that, you'll find tank to pump. Just a note, in is open and out is closed. Moving further down, we have an additional placard here regarding your foam system specifications for your Husky 3 foam system. Moving further down, you'll find the large diameter pump inlet. That's this cap located here. Just to the right, as we previously mentioned, Husky 3 foam system specifications. Also some warning placards here regarding warning, pressure hazard, do not mix different brands or consistencies of foam for the possibility of foam failure, and then also a warning placard here indicating only trained personnel should operate this piece of equipment, and that's only after proper training. As we move into the pan door area, let's take a look behind the pump panel. You'll find a yellow handle foam valve. There are instructions for its operation on the left-hand side of the door. As we move down, the foam tank fill for draft and tank operations, and then to the right, the number 1 driver's side discharge, locally controlled via ball valve. Moving further down under the pump panel, you'll find all of our color-coded and labeled discharge drains. As we move to the informational placard here for 150, 200, and 250 test pressures located on the left-hand side of the placard. They do have the associated RPM and GPM for each one of those test pressures. There also is on this placard an informational light, pump in neutral. As we move to the body section, we'll start at the very top section, first with a light. This is the side-facing scene light in the forward section of the body. As we move all the way to the very back section, this is an emergency warning light, side-facing, and then just above that is a DOT light. Moving now to the over wheel compartment, where you'll find an adjustable shelf, LED lighting, and ventilation. Just in front of and rear of the axle location is where you'll find an additional storage location. Moving now to the wheel area, where you'll find Michelin tires. And now to the rear compartment, same thing, adjustable shelving, LED lighting. As we move just underneath this section, there is an additional drop-down door for storage, along with a warning light, lower zone. We'll move around to the rear section of the apparatus, identify a few items within this area. Starting at the very top upper left-hand side, which would be the driver's side, storage location. Moving further down in this area, you'll find some warning placards here for entanglement hazard, also fall injury. Always face the vehicle while climbing on and off. And at the very bottom, fall hazard, never ride on the vehicle while it is in motion. Turn, reverse, brake, and emergency warning light in the lower section. Just underneath this section is where you'll also find a drop-down step area, which is part of the lower section of the body. To the rear compartment, adjustable shelving, LED lighting. Now to the rear portion of the apparatus, where you'll find an entanglement hazard and pressure warning hazard. Also, rear discharge, locally controlled via the ball valve. In the very center, you'll find a direct tank fill, and then moving to the other side, you'll find a discharge, locally controlled via ball valve. Moving to the very far right, you'll find a garden hose outlet, and then also backpack fill valve. Moving back up to the top area, additional storage on the outer edge, and then hose storage in the center section. D-handle gains you access into this space. This is the storage location for your ladder storage and pike pole. As we move further down in this area, turn, reverse, and brake, and emergency warning light. At the top section of this compartment is where you'll find your pike pole storage, 14-foot roof, and 24-foot extension ladder. Now moving around to the opposite side, you'll find the same step area that drops on the very rear section of the body. Same configuration and layout as we have on the driver's side as we'll have on the passenger side. We'll move through these relatively fast. First, in the upper corner, emergency warning light, adjustable shelving, LED lighting, and ventilation in the rear compartment. The very bottom section, you have a lower zone emergency warning light, and then also compartment storage with LED lighting. As we move around to the rear axle, you'll find mud flaps, and then also once again Michelin tires to the rear axle. At the very upper forward section of the body, you'll find a side-facing scene light. As we move into the overwheel compartment, adjustable shelves, LED lighting. Moving now to the front and rear section of the axle body section, additional storage location located here. I would like to point out the exhaust is ported just in front of the rear axle. Extremely hot diesel exhaust temperatures do exist, especially during regen operations. Please be cautious where you choose to park your vehicle, especially during regen operations. As we move forward to this location to the upper portion, now moving downward into the angled area, we'll find a warning placard here regarding entanglement hazard. Just below that, you'll find the water strainer. And then further down, the number 2 speed lay, which is also foam capable, indicating here in the red text. Moving further down, we have some additional warning and placard information. We'll go over those just quickly. Once again, pressure hazard. Caps may be under pressure. Be cautious when opening. Also a real rewind, and then also the dead lay is located in the forward section. Also the pump capacity, 1000 GPM. Also the pump model and pump number here for your Darley pump. Moving now to the very lower section, this is a inlet, locally controlled via ball valve, 2.5-inch female. Full upward compartment here located on the angle section. At the very bottom section, passenger side auxiliary inlet drain. We'll move down to the front section of the cab area, to the rear portion of the crew cab area. As we move into this space, you'll find affixed to the door panel, safety and warning placard information, grab handle, manual window control, and manual door locks. Also, as we move into the cab section, at the very rear section of that, you'll find 12-volt outlets located in the rear portion of the center console. There are 2, one on the left and one on the right side. As we move to the forward section, we're identifying here under cab lights for the steps. And then just at the very bottom section, you'll find 2 D handles gain you access into this space. Moving now forward of the cab section, we'll find the mirrors housing a flat and convex mirror. In the upper section, you'll also find an angled fisheye style mirror downward facing. As we move into the front section of the cab, you'll find affixed to the door panel, safety and warning placard information, manual window control, and manual door locks. We're now into the officer space. Air ride seat located on the front right side. Step lights located just below the cab section. As we move to the forward section, this is going to be the front fender area. This is the release mechanism for the hood. As we move to the top section of the fender, you'll find your turn indicator marker light. Moving forward of this location, Michelin tire, steel wheel, and moving forward of that location, headlight structure housing low and high beam headlights, marker, and turn indicator. As we move to the rear section of the front bumper, you'll find the ball valve located in the cutout section for the front discharge. Just forward of those locations, D handle gains you access also into the hose storage location. On the side of the bumper extension, emergency warning light and siren cutout. Congratulations, Flagstaff Fire Department, Arizona, on your new Pierce fire apparatus, job number 37582. If you have any questions regarding your vehicle, please contact your Hughes Fire sales representative. Thank you and congratulations.